Right. So, excuse me. Um, well, that was an interesting round. This is coming to you, holy shit, 5 hours after Meg's vote out. Mm. I'm sorry, this is already fucking scuffed. Um, so yes, 5 hours after Meg's vote out, in an extremely close 5-4. Um, 9 votes in final eight, thanks to yours truly. Um, I was always gonna play my extra vote this round, because it was extremely clear that there was a 4-4 divide. And even though I was safe, I wasn't gonna go to rocks, for either of them, especially not Meg. And I think this round was absolutely pivotal to get Meg out because she keeps beating me for immunity. Um, Now the issue with Meg going here instead of Gnome, um, is I potentially become the comp threat, which is why I wanted Gnome to go here, and then Meg goes in final seven. Because that means I only need to win 3 immunities to ensure FTC. That being said, I can pivot. Um, I knew it was very likely that if Meg had lost his immunity, she was going home. Um, so I was kind of prepared for it. I think um the biggest challenge coming up for me is going to be next round. Next round I think is going to be an extremely telling round because my alliance is either going to stick with me or it's going to turn on me. And if it turns on me, I don't know what to do then because I have an idol, but my idol has a holdback on it, and that holdback is Guy. And I would like to think that I've done a really good job of ensuring that we're close enough that if it's looking like a unanimous vote on me, I can convince Guy to use it. That being said, it's still iffy. I think I'm in a really good position. I've got a final tribal deal with Joker. Um, I've kind of got an unspoken agreement with Guy. Um, I don't really want to like start promising excuse me. Start promising anything until final six. But Joker was somebody that I felt it was more strategic for me to ask for the basically final two deal, instead of like before final six. Because I need to keep him in my pocket as long as I can. Oh my god. Um, and if I can keep him in my pocket till the end, great. Um, I do think that Meg probably votes him at the end. That's fine. It's one vote. I don't need a unanimous win. I just need the win. Um, that being said, I think that last round, me and Renee were the front runners for this game. After the last round, I think I'm the front runner of the game, which is great, but also I'm the front runner of the game, so I have to survive. Um, so the next couple rounds are going to be very perilous. I would love immunity next round. Um, I don't know. I don't know whether or not I want immunity. I want immunity because, well, it's immunity. but I also don't want to become a comp threat if I win the next immunity. Um, I do think that Joker is going to be in a lot of trouble next round. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that. I'm hoping we can all just come to the consensus of, hey, we should. Who am I forgetting? Oh, Akira. That's what. Sorry. I'm talking and thinking about two different things. It's been a long day. I don't remember what I was just saying. Anyways, back to what I was thinking. Um, I think next round, if I can get Gnome to go home, then we can get Ava out in final six. I have the idol final five. Um, in which case Akira goes home, final five. And then it's me, Renee, Guy, Joker in final four. And Renee goes home, final four. Um, what's most likely gonna happen and what I'm kind of like, I want to be wrong, but what I'm kind of planning on is me and Renee go into fire, and whoever wins fire wins the game. Um, so yeah, that's like, I'm hoping to be wrong about that in terms of they just vote Renee and that's it. It's me, Guy, Joker in the end, but that is a big hope. Um, and it would be realistic to think that, or unrealistic to think that that'll just go off without a hitch and nothing will go wrong. But I do think that my the best thing for my game next round is to protect Joker. I need to sit down with Joker and just have a talk and basically lay everything out. Like, this is what I'm thinking. It's me, you, Guy, in the end. Um, because I do think like that's not a guaranteed win for me. Um, I do think I'm still gonna have to fight my ass off. I think regardless of who's left, unless I'm sitting next to Ava and Gnome, I'm gonna have to fight my ass off. And I'm okay with that because I can do that. I have played a good enough game to do that. Um, so like I said, I'm okay with that. I'm planning on it. Um, but I'm just hoping that nope, false alarm, no sneeze. Um, just hoping that I can make it a reality. So, okay, final seven, Gnome goes home instead of Joker. I think next round is probably going to be Gnome versus Joker, unless my Alliance of Four decides to turn on each other. And the Alliance of Four being me, Ava, Guy, and Renee, which I do think is an extremely, like, solid final four. No, not final four. Is an extremely solid four, but I think it's also a front. Um, it was probably going to be used the most that it has been this round, or I guess technically last round. And I expect that to kind of fall off a little bit because we all kind of know that there's a bit of an unspoken, like, me and Renee are leading the game. Guy and Ava are kind of seen as like our puppets. Um, sweet, like, oh my god, my hair has gotten so fucking long. Um, sorry, somebody sent me a message. Um, my ADHD is so fucking bad today. Um, but yes, so voting boot round, boot order. Uh, Gnome goes home final seven. Ava goes home final six. Final five is Akira. I don't trust Akira at all. I apparently have a three with Akira and Joker. I didn't talk to Akira or Gnome about this vote whatsoever because I knew we were on opposite sides. Um, So I do need to start like kind of getting in good with them. For some reason, Gnome has hated me this entire game and has wanted me out. I could not tell you why. It's just kind of how it is. I mean, to be fair, Gnome kind of clocked me week one, but you know, imagine I win the game and I almost went home week one. That would be amazing. Anyways, I'm not gonna. I am focused on the current rounds, and I'm not. I'm not letting my mind go there because then I'm gonna be disappointed when I lose. So if I make it, I'm happy. If not, I played a damn good game. Okay, back to boot order. So Final Five is Akira, and then a Final Four is Renee. I think the way that that puts me is in a really good position. The it makes me the swing next round. It makes me the swing Final Five. Um, and it puts me in a good position in Final Six where I don't have to worry too much if I don't win immunity. Um, Final Five and Final Four are going to be my two biggest rounds, I think. Especially Final Four. Like, I need to win Final Four immunity. Um, but I don't know. The thing that worries me is the long. Holy shit! I've been talking for 11 minutes. The thing that worries me the most is with the idol. I've been extremely reliant on the idol. Um, and if Guy says, "Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that," well, then it's like, well, what do I do? Um, I think I have like I was really, really, really worried about giving that half idol to Guy. In hindsight, it was probably the best move I could have made because it built trust and then gave me that bridge of Ava and Renee. So it was probably the best person I could have given it to. Um, but my relationship with Guy has been something I've been working on this whole game to kind of nurture it and make sure that like I don't fuck that up because if I do, my game is over. Um, Now, am I gonna tell anyone that? Hell no. If I go to FTC, I did all that shit myself. I didn't need Guy. Who's he? I didn't need him. I don't need a guy. But in reality, a lot of my game has been like that's not even true. I don't know. I don't give myself enough credit for things a lot of the time. And I've actually played like a much better game than I think I have. So right now I do think that like a lot of my game, because me and Guy are linked with that idol, has been reliant on him. And I could be massively wrong about that. I don't know. But I'm sure as hell not telling anyone else that besides you guys. So yeah. I went through the safari about an hour ago just to kind of see all the different paths. It looks like there were five main stories, five advantages, a sixth if you count the merge idol. Um, I know that I don't know for sure, but I know from what I'm told that Marty went home with the Cinderella one. I know the Aurora idol is gone. Um, I know that the Snow White, whatever the Snow White thing is gone. And the person, and a Joker very well could have that one. Um, I know that, which might be great for me if they try to target him next round and I can get rid of Gnome instead. Um, I know that I have the Hansel and Gretel one. Um, there is a Rapunzel one, and I basically was given a fake idol. Now, I don't know if that is just what's there or if um it's just a replica of what was there and somebody else still has it. However, having a fake idol gives me an out if I do have to use the idol before Final Five, because I was thinking about it on the drive to my apartment. Um, I think I can bluff to both Guy and Joker. Um, Akira wouldn't fall for it. Renee wouldn't fall for it. But I can go to, and I don't think that they'd talk about it, is the more important part. Because Renee and Guy would talk about it, Joker and Akira would talk about it. Um, I think I can bluff an idol in Final Five. Um, and tell Guy and Joker separately, if you don't vote Akira, I'm voting you. So you guys can unanimously vote me if you want, but I'll vote you. Or you can vote Akira. Because I'm playing the idol one way or another. Um, and I would say the same thing to both Joker and Guy, and hope that it would cause enough fear in both of them that they would listen to me, because no one wants to be idled out in Final Five. Um, Especially not to protect Akira. And I think they're both the type of player that would not take that chance. That is a last resort, but it is a resort that I now have because I do have a graphic. I was given a photo, and it says Rapunzel hands you a pretty compass made of gold. You're rich. The figurine is of interesting design, but unfortunately doesn't seem to hold any power. Maybe this is a replica. So I have an image. Now the issue is if one of them has the real one, they could call my bluff. Um, but again, that is a very, very, very last resort that I have. Um, but there's actually a lot more paths in the safari than I thought there was, and that worries me. Because I thought there was at least one, maybe two advantages out there, and I know I have one of them. But um, knowing that there were five paths, and I only know the location of two of them, that's scary. So we'll see. Um, Gnome still has something from the merge auction, so that's also scary. I don't think it's an idol because they gave us a merge idol in the safari. Um, but yeah, I'm just hoping that if something else is released in the safari, that I can get it. So that would be amazing. That would kind of solidify an end game for me. Oh my god, I've been yapping for 18 and a half minutes. I'm so sorry. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Um, I know this was really only supposed to be about the last couple rounds. I didn't even talk about the fucking Mason round. Uh, oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna talk about that real quick. Um, the Mason round was fairly easy for me. Um, Also, can I just say, after playing a sequester with Mason, I fucking adore him. Like, I'm so pissed that he blew up my game as much as he did, or at least was told that lie and spread it, because, like, I would have loved to go into that sequester, still playing with Mason, and then, like, how are we metagaming though? It's gonna say, and then, like, solidifying something here. But Mason spread a rumor that me, Renee, Jarhead, and Ava were in a four-person core four alliance, which isn't true. That's news to me. I didn't know that I was in that alliance. So, so yeah. Um, so it turns out that's why Jarhead went home. And that is also why I was targeted first round of merch. Um, Now, do I think Mason came up with that? I don't know. I think it's quite possible that Tyler came up with it and told Mason, and Mason took it and ran with it. Because Tyler seemed to be my op for no reason. Couldn't tell you. Um, so yeah, that was what happened with Mason's round. I didn't vote Mason. I voted Akira. Because I wanted to ensure that if Mason played an idol and any stray votes were cast, that it wouldn't that it a would if somebody put a stray vote on me, it tied. Was I immune that round? No, I don't think so. Anyways, if somebody put a stray vote on me, it tied. But also, um, Renee didn't go home. And I told Renee that. I told her I was like, just in case, I told her I was like, I'm throwing my vote. In case Mason plays an idol to ensure that you don't go home. Because I know she was telling me that she was worried about that, and I told her I was like, you're good. Don't worry. I got it covered. Um, and it turns out she did. There was a stray vote thrown. There's multiple stray votes thrown, but um, but I had that covered. So um, yeah. So I mean, I feel like in terms of big moves, I haven't had too many. Um, haven't really had a chance to, but I also feel like I'm definitely the most prominent, like showy figure, at least in our group, that's left. Meg was the other person, which is why I kind of wanted to wait around to get her out, but I also didn't want to push back against a Meg vote because she was always going to be a comp threat for me to play against. So, it still went how I wanted it to. Now we just got to get through these next couple rounds. But yeah, I've talked long enough. I apologize. But yeah, that's kind of where my head's at with everything. Um, I will make sure the next one isn't as long because this is ridiculous. So if you've made it this far, thank you. But yeah.